Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry, and today we're going to start looking at some different stuff that you can do in Spotify, starting with how you can create your very own playlists that you can then share with your friends or just use to enjoy your own music. Now, there's a few different ways to create a playlist, and if you find yourself without the normal pop-ups on the left-hand side of the screen that encourage you to create a playlist or to browse podcasts, there's a couple different ways of creating a playlist. The first way is you can click on these three little dots in the upper left-hand corner and go to File, Create New Playlist. Or you can even create a new playlist folder if you have quite a few of them and you'd like to keep them organized between different genres of music or whatever vibe that they're kind of designed for when you're in a certain type of mood and you want to just relax. The next way that you can create them is you can just click on this little plus symbol here under your library. Here you can create a new playlist or create a new folder. You can also click on the little prompts here that help you try to explore Spotify, or you can also do things like, let me search up some music, let me search up NCS. You can also look for some songs that you like, from like Alan Walker, for example. And then we can see all of these songs, and then I can right-click them, and I can either add them to an existing playlist by hovering over Add to Playlist, but if I don't have a playlist or I want to make a new one, this same menu will allow me to create one. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just create a new playlist. And then I don't want this to be named The Spectre, so I'll click on the main icon here, and I'm going to name this NCS YouTube Safe Songs, because, well, the whole thing is I play a lot of NCS videos when I showcase different music programs, because it's not going to get me in trouble on YouTube necessarily. Although, what variant of what song might get me in trouble, that's still up for debate. And I can also, if I want, once I've created this playlist, I can also click on the cover art, and I can add basically whatever I want as the artwork, as long as it's at least 300 by 300 pixels in size. So I just have some different pictures here that I like to use as profile pictures because they amuse me. And I can use anything that, like again, I said was 300 by 300 or larger. I'm not sure which ones of these are actually the right size. This one might be. Yep, that's 750 by 750, so that will work. And I'll just go ahead and leave a note as to why I am making this playlist and what its purpose is. And so from here, I can go back through and I can just look up more NCS songs. I can even look them up by album because NCS has a lot of different songs. And I can click on these and I can look at what is good and I can be like, oh, I like this one. I can add it to my NCS playlist. I can add this one to my playlist. So on and so forth. And then when I click on my playlist, they will all appear right here. And I can take these and I can drag them with these dots on the end, and I can rearrange them into pretty much, and it doesn't even have to be the dots, but I can pretty much rearrange these into whatever order I like based upon how I like to kind of listen to my music. Or if you prefer, you can click on these two swizzling arrows over here in order to just have them randomized between all of the different music that you like to listen to. And now if I went from my computer to my phone, I would be able to find this playlist on my phone. From here, if there's something in here I don't want in my playlist anymore, I can right-click it and I can go remove from this playlist. Or maybe I want to add this to a different playlist. You can make playlists based off of playlists. Similarly to that, other people have created playlists, so I can type in NCS. And if I want to say like, well, I'm not really interested in making my own playlist today, I'm kind of like tired, it's been a long day, I can go through here. And these are some of the other more popular playlists that other users have put together. And I can be like, oh, that's a, you know, the cover art of a song I really like to listen to. And here's a good gaming playlist based upon NCS and a bunch of their different songs that I can then, listen to or save to my library. I believe there is an option, yep, right here, add to your library. And this will add that playlist to my library, and I can listen to it whenever. And I don't necessarily even have to handcraft all of my own stuff. I can use this library and then start making edits to customize my own so that I can base it off of this one, which I'm sure hundreds of other people have probably done before I have. But then again, if I'm kind of done with it, I'm not interested, I can remove this from my library, and it'll double check that I do want to remove it in case it's difficult to find again. And similarly, I can also delete my own playlist by right-clicking this, and I can just delete it or remove it from my profile if I want to save it, but I don't want it to be revealed publicly to other people, because a lot of what's on your profile is public, and I'll get into the privacy settings of that in a later video. You can remove it from the public view. You can invite people to check it out if you're really proud of it, all that good stuff. Or if you want it pinned at the top of your library, you can pin this playlist so it's easy to access later. Now, I was also talking about folders. So with folders, it's the same thing. You can make new folders up here in the upper left-hand corner, or you can make them by clicking on this, or you can just right-click anywhere in your library. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to make this like the tutorial folder. That is where I will put all of my tutorial stuff, and I'll just drag and drop this into here. And now when I click on this folder, and this is the only thing I'm not really big on for how they organize things, when I'm in the tutorial folder, it shows me the list of my playlists, but it doesn't immediately make it as obvious as I'd like with a picture that I am in the tutorial folder. So can I edit that? I believe I can, or at least I should be able to. I'd like to be able to put an icon on this, but I guess it's not going to allow me to do so. It only allows me to rename this folder, which is fine, but there's a little icon right here. It would be nice to be able to put my own little icon that says this is a folder, just for quick eyeballing it in reference, because I like to add my own custom icons to things. And similarly, I can just put this back out of the folder by pulling it out, and then I can delete this folder if I no longer like it. And similarly, if I'm done with this playlist and it just serves no purpose, I can then go ahead and delete that as well. Although, if I'd rather, I can use this as a starting point to start a jam session and invite all my friends to listen along with me. And I will talk about how you can do collaborative listening parties with other people to sort of like hang out with your friends, kind of like how you'd host a movie night, but with music while you're playing games or doing other things while you're hanging out. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a brief look at how to make playlists inside of Spotify. I hope you found this helpful. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.